Mademoiselle. Mademoiselle.
I'm coming. Jesus. Je descends tout de suite.
What makes a TV show addictive? It's hard to know these days because there are precious few TV products that can truly capture the zeitgeist when we have a million things to watch. Even when a TV show becomes a hit, its star is always quick to fade as the next big thing takes its place, especially when it's released with a Netflix binge model. A model that is increasingly falling out of fashion, and one which will be the subject of a future video. I wanted to take a look at one of the big releases on Netflix this past month, The Queen's Gambit, which I really enjoyed, and try to unpack what it's doing that makes it so much fun to watch for all kinds of people, even those who don't have an established interest in chess. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The visual medium is defined by nothing as much as presentation. The content of a story is naturally important, but the way that it is shown is of equal import. Some movies and TV shows will strip down the scene and use the bare bones to convey a certain meaning, and some will embrace the sumptuousness of their setting and go all out. The Queen's Gambit is very much in the latter category. There's a sexiness to the environs, whether it be the brightly lit university lecture halls, or the beautifully appointed rooms in France, or the dark shadowy interiors of the Soviet gaming places. The way the characters dress and comport themselves lends everything a weight, an import that feels so distinct from how we operate in contemporary life. They want to look good for playing chess. It's something that's as alien as it is appealing. What if we cared so much about games of strategy and tactics like this? Let's take a look at a particular scene to illustrate how the Queen's Gambit fully leverages its period to create an intoxicating scene. A great example is Harmon's first match against Borgov in Mexico City. Here, we see a version of chess that is absolutely dripping with sexiness.
Please do not disturb the players. El Rossolimo. De hecho, una apertura poco común.
Let's start with the audio of the scene. Every impact of a piece as moves are played, every scratch of the pencil as moves are noted, the snap of the clock as a turn ends.
Harmon coloca su peón a torre 3 atacando el alfil de Borgov.
These simple tension-building sound effects are layered with the radio announcer outlining the moves.
Borgov enroca. Harmon ahora se tendrá que decidir si quiere jugar la siciliana abierta o la cerrada como le propone Borgov.
The strings and piano heighten the scene, make you feel the emotion of Harmon as she battles against the impenetrable defenses of Borgov. We see her face, her eyes, as Borgov plays perfect move after perfect move. We see her supporters in the crowd, steadily being drained of hope. In this case, this lush presentation illustrates for us not the stakes of the characters, but the stakes of the world they are living in. Chess seems like the most important thing there is in games like these. It makes us feel like the fate of the world is being decided with each move. And when Harmon sees her fate, all of these elements crescendo, and we feel them crash down on her. This is the hardest aspect of the show to quantify. The sheer, overwhelming charisma of a well-chosen lead actor. Someone who can get you invested in the emotional journey of a character simply by their ability to fully embody this person and to connect you to everything they're going through. Anya Taylor-Joy is absolutely brilliant at this. Even playing a character who is most of the time remarkably stoic and reserved, taking her various fortunes and misfortunes in stride, she is able to express so much in so many tiny moments. Whether it simply be how she gazes at the chess pieces, shows how desperately she loves this game, or how she gathers herself up after losing her mother, or burning a bridge with someone close to her. These quiet moments are outstanding, but I do also want to highlight one big moment that she absolutely shines in, purely with her body language work, and that is the defining scene of her self-destructive collapse in episode 6.
She's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. Well, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire at your...
The way she points to the screen, it's almost awkward and robotic, and a lot of her other dance moves aren't exactly in rhythm. Of course, you can just chalk it up to her drunkenness, but I think there's more here going on than that. It describes to me someone who didn't get a lot of opportunities in life to let loose, whether that be because of their particular circumstances, or because of how they've internalized the way they must behave around others. This reflects what we understand about Harmon up to this point. Even in her wildest moments, she always seems to be holding something back around other people. It's such a subtle detail of acting that really sets this moment apart from the many versions of this sort of scene in movies and television, and it just adds another layer to her otherwise magnetic performance. The best thing any story can provide for the person consuming it is clarity. Clarity of stakes, clarity of obstacles, and clarity of goals. These are what is described as the Holy Trinity of character. It is remarkable how few stories manage to give characters clear objectives, clear stakes that help explain why these objectives must be fulfilled, and obstacles that make that journey exciting and difficult. In The Queen's Gambit, these three elements sharpen into focus almost immediately. In its early episodes, Beth Harmon gravitates to chess as one of the few things that can bring her happiness in a life that has savaged her, taken away her parents, and any purpose that she might have had. She discovers a love for this game, fostered and taught by a mentor in Mr. Scheibel. Not only does she learn that she loves the game, but she learns that she is really good at it, and she wants to spend as much time as possible playing it. But her budding addiction to tranquilizers and the concerns of her minders at the orphanage get in the way. We have our stakes, we have our goal, and we have our obstacles. When she is adopted by a father who quickly abandons her, the goal of improving at chess is seamlessly melded with new stakes and obstacles. The threat of running out of money, and as a consequence, losing her chance to keep playing. Mr. Scheibel comes to her aid again, providing her with the $5 entrance fee required to compete at the Kentucky State Championship. Slowly and surely, she defeats everyone in front of her, including Harry Beltic, the arrogant local master. We're quickly swept on the intoxicating journey of success and rising fame as Beth wins competitions all over the country. But just as her star is rising, new obstacles are lurking in the shadows, namely her addiction to alcohol to go along with the pills she is already relying on to bring out the best of her chess abilities. Beth's greatest defeat in chess is quickly followed on its heels by the death of her mother. Beth struggles to keep her grip on chess and her goals as she begins to spiral downward, nearly succumbing to her addictions. But she's able to find renewed focus by revisiting the relationship with the person who started her on this path. With Mr. Scheibel behind her, Beth is ready to finally face Borgov and beat him.
It's your game. Take it.
But the trick of the ending of this show is that these are not the real stakes for Beth. What she needed to reaffirm for herself by beating Borgov was not that she was the greatest, or some misplaced goal to carry the torch for the US in one of 1,000 proxy wars for supremacy against the Soviet Union. She did this to prove that she still loves chess as much as she did when she walked into Mr. Scheibel's basement. And she finds, in the end, that that is true. Is The Queen's Gambit a truly exceptional piece of television? Perhaps not. There are many places, I think, where it falters in the writing, especially with respect to how it treats its side characters, but it does all of the most important things right. The storytelling is clear and tight, the presentation is lush and appealing, and Anya Taylor-Joy is quite literally a joy to watch as Beth Harmon on screen. So for all those reasons, this show was addictive as hell, and I'm very happy that I got to watch it. I love chess, and I love good TV, so what more can you really ask for? Let me know what you think of my thoughts, and what you think about this wonderful show in general. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it.